Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with a WW3 Daily update. All right, and we're going to keep this quick for this Monday and start right here at Isaiah 13 and 19. All right, and Babylon, Salakia. 17, Salak. Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Against who? Against Babylon. All right, which is America. Who is the Medes? The Russians. Behold, who is I? That's the Most High, the one you call God, whose name is Yahweh. I will stir up the Medes, just like when God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Right now, he's hardening Vladimir Putin's heart, which is his mind. Your heart, the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word lob, which means your mind. I will stir up the Medes against them. Them is the Babylonians of Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay? Which shall not regard silver, and as for their gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows, what are their bows? All right? Their bows are the silos, right? The nuclear missile silos. Their bows, and the arrow would be the warhead itself, also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. And Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, meaning on fire. On fire with what? With those nukes. All right, and after those nukes hit, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. All right? All right? It's going to be a wilderness, desert out here. After all the burning and radiation goes away. Years later. All right? So anyway, we're going to watch this from Deep Journal channel. Saw this an hour ago. NATO showed how to hit Russia on the Ukraine. Tanks hit by missiles. Okay, so as you can see, this thing's stirring up. You think Russia's just going to lay down and let the United States and NATO pick at them like that? Let's find out what this is. Commercial. Slovakia.
Dear listeners, welcome to the Deep Journal channel. By subscribing to our channel, you can be informed about detailed reports every time. The tension between NATO, the USA, and Russia in the Donbass region is gradually increasing.
Did you hear what he said? Between NATO, the USA, and Russia. I just said that.
Welcome to the Deep Journal channel. By subscribing to our channel, you can be informed about detailed reports every time.
Now, I said Russia, the US, and NATO. He says it in
The tension between NATO, the USA, and Russia in the Donbass region is gradually increasing, leaving its place to the war stage of the great powers.
The war stage of the great powers, which is in the valley of Yehoshaphat, or what you call Jehoshaphat. All right? Which is where the great showdown is going to happen. And we're watching the troops be gathered together in that area.
Conflicts between Ukraine and Russian-backed militias continue to reach very serious dimensions. The conflicts that had been going on for a long time in the region had reached its climax, especially with the US increasing its support to Ukraine and sending reinforcements to the DPR and LPR militias in Russia. The Russian-Ukrainian tension, which started with the occupation of Donbass by Russian-backed militias and Russia's annexation of Crimea, seems to turn into a major war in recent days. It is considered certain that Russia will attack Ukraine as a result of Putin's recent statements and Russia's moves. While Putin pointed out that the reason for the tension in the region was the West, he stated that the shipments made by NATO to the region further increased the tension in the region. Underlining that NATO should abandon this stance as soon as possible, Putin said that there is a high probability that NATO troops and Russian troops will come face to face in a conflict that will break out. Putin said NATO should not cross Russia's red lines. He said that if Russia's red lines were crossed, NATO would suffer the consequences. In response, NATO and the United States started showing their teeth against Russia this week. NATO has declared its readiness to encircle Russia from all directions. The United States also said that the United States is ready to take action if Russia invades Ukraine. Increasing the U.S. military presence in the region and openly threatening Russia is seen as a step taken directly for Russia to give up its occupation of Ukraine. Today, the Russian-backed militias in the Donbass were shot down by the Ukrainian army with USATGM javelins. U.S. javelins struck Russian-backed militia positions and Russian tanks.
That's letting you know that the war has already started. Okay? And no, Russia's not going to back away. All right? And how do we know that? Because that's what the scriptures say. All right? We know what's going to happen. All right, so let's see. All right, so the Most High is going to stir up the Medes. Let's get Ezekiel 37. Okay. Oh, 38, Salakia. All right, let's start at the top. Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, that is the Russians, the Medes, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army. Horses, these are those tanks and planes, and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right? And now the allies. So hooks in the jaws, meaning they're going to take the Ukraine back, which was a former part of the Soviet Union. All right, right here it says that they're going to get that back. Right? I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and then bring them forth as the USSR again, right? And then with these allies, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and his bands in the house of Togarmah, the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. All right, this is one side of World War III. All right. All right, so that's good enough for today. We see this thing building up. All right. We see it.
Also, a few days ago, the Ukrainian army had for the first time officially confirmed the use of javelins on the Russians, attacking Russian-backed militias. Although it was not officially announced many times before, the Ukrainian army launched an attack on the DPR and LPR with javelins under the command of the U.S. Army. It has been reported that the order of the attack was given by the U.S. commanders. Russia went crazy with the use of javelin under the command of the USA.
Okay, so there you have it. That's Babylon against the Medes, which we clearly read right? Back here in Isaiah. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified, and until tomorrow, shalom.